Oxford, Mississippi, make some noise. We are live with the Dos Equis Ultimate College Football Road Trip. Give it up for your hosts, Mark Titus and Charlotte Wilder.
Thank you, Ferris. Thank you, Ole Miss. We are so happy to be here. What do we say, hotty toddy?
Hotty toddy, I think we're supposed to say, yeah. I have no idea what it means, Charlotte.
I don't either. I don't know if any of these people know what it means.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what it means?
What does hotty toddy mean? Hotty toddy! Yeah, hotty toddy.
No idea. Oh my goodness, Mark, I don't want to get ahead of myself. This might be our best crowd yet. You guys are outdoing yourselves. Who are we? What are we doing here? Why are we here?
This is the rowdiest crowd. First of all, we're trying to survive this crowd. That's objective one. We are, for those who don't know, and God, there are a lot of people in here who don't know, Charlotte.
Yes, there are.
We are with Fox Sports. We are doing the Dos Equis Ultimate College Football Road Trip. And what that means is we are going around the country, Charlotte, to the best college football atmospheres, the best towns that put on the best shows for college football. And we're getting in it. We're getting our hands dirty.
We sure
We're meeting
are.
the people. We're coming to great bars like the library here in Oxford, Mississippi. And we're getting to know all the cultures and traditions of these places.
Yes, and we want you guys to be a part of this show. So I know that it's probably more fun to talk to each other, but if you want to talk to us, we've got a microphone. We're going to need your participation. We've got producer Jim. If you raise your hand at any point and say, hey, we want to ask these guys something,
Yep.
He is ready. And I think we're
also giving
have
out free beer. Free beer.
Free beer. Let's hear
Free
it for
beer. Free beer.
Thank you to Dos Equis, to the library. We're thrilled to be here. As Mark said, we've been going around, and this is 7 out of 8 stops. So
Yep.
we have seen some stuff. We have seen some stuff.
I want to stop you. I decided to say free beer to get everyone's attention.
Yeah.
It absolutely backfired. I think like everyone's just running to the bar now to get free beer. Whoops.
Well, so
Whoops.
everybody get your free beer,
Uh,
and then we will tell you how we feel about Oxford.
how do you feel about Oxford, Charlotte?
I am charmed by
Charmed.
Oxford, Mississippi.
Interesting choice of words.
Oxford might be the most charming. I have to tell you, Oxford reminds me of like a nice suburb of Boston where I grew up,
Okay.
which is a weird comparison. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it's everybody. I saw a guy this morning. I went to get a coffee. He was crossing the street. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, you know what? Let's get this out of the way. I need everyone's attention for a second. Can I get everyone's attention in this bar? I grew up a die-hard Patriots fan. And I have to tell you that I love Eli Manning more than anything. Because at a certain point, if there's one man who is going to beat the greatest player of all time, and he's going to do it twice, and he's going to do it in the Super Bowl, and he's going to do it with a Manning face and that demeanor, you can only respect it. I want to earn your trust with that anecdote, and I hope we can move forward from here.
Okay. All right. I think they all heard Patriots fan, and they're just like...
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out.
It's funny you use the word charmed. That's a great way to describe Oxford, I'd say.
Yes.
There's something... the word that comes to mind for me was like romantic.
Romantic.
It's like here's the thing. We've been going around all these college campuses, and you kind of run out of words to describe college, because a lot of them are the same, you know? But when we put the schedule out, this was one that was circled on my end, if I'm being completely honest, because I was like, are we sure we should go to Ole Miss? Like, what is it at Ole Miss? What goes on here? Why is this a place we're going to go to? And then it was circled with everyone in our production team because they were like, that is the most important stop. And I'm going to tell you why, because that is the best college town in America.
Yes.
And I was very confused about it. And when we were coming here, I was like, I don't understand what's going to make this place stand out from all the other places. And it is very different. It is there is a charm, as you said. There's like a romantic thing about. I just said there's a charm and a romance. As this guy in the camo hat with his sunglasses on just grabbed his nuts and raised his beer in the air. And it's just like,
Folks,
This guy.
I don't
I'm sitting here
know
trying
what
to
is.
I'm trying to paint this romantic picture of Oxford, and this guy's like, yeah.
Listen, he gets it, I think, is what that means.
The dichotomy of Oxford, right? The
I,
But no, when we tried to book hotels here, Charlotte.
yes,
3 months ago for this weekend, every hotel in this town was
we
booked.
couldn't do it.
And that started setting off the alarm bells of like, this place is different. There's something going on here.
There is something different, and there is an element of, it feels like you walk back in time.
Yeah.
You're walking through the square, it's romantic, it's charming, but also it's a big college town. There are, what, 16,000 students here?
Are there really?
And at the same time, I get the feeling that everybody knows everybody. Like, I went, yes?
Yeah.
I went to get a coffee this morning, and there's this older guy crossing the street, and a guy in a truck is driving up. And the guy in the truck, he yells out his window, he goes, "Hey, I'm trying to drive here." And the guy's like, "Oh, Jerry, you stop it."
Jerry,
And they're just like, everybody knows each other, everybody's friends with each other. I've never felt more welcomed, even though I am from Boston, which says something. But I think that there's
You
a
gotta stop
feeling about
saying-
this. Yeah, no, I
you
gotta
gotta
stop
stop
saying
saying
not
B
the
word.
B word.
Yeah.
What did you do yesterday as like your first intro to Ole Miss?
Well, my intro to Ole Miss was actually my intro to Mississippi as a whole because I went to Tupelo, which is like an hour east of here. And I went there for one reason, and it's because Elvis Presley was born there.
Yep.
And there's this museum. Is that a shout out to Tupelo? That's a shout. Jim, go find them. I want to get them free beer. Go give them a microphone.
Are you guys big Elvis
We're gonna
fans?
do a trivia. We're gonna do a trivia deal with these girls. I went to the birthplace of Elvis Presley.
There he is.
And yeah, look at this.
Wow.
It was cool. It was whatever. He was like born in this tiny ass house. Yeah. Give her the microphone. All right. What's your name?
Chase.
Chase?
Yes.
You're from Tupelo?
I am from Kansas City, Missouri. Go Chiefs.
What? Why did you go nuts when I mentioned Tupelo?
I was born in Tupelo, Mississippi.
You were born in Tupelo.
The
All right.
same hospital Elvis Presley was born in.
The same hospital that Elvis. I don't believe that.
I swear to God.
Yeah, I swear to God.
I swear.
Do you like Elvis?
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes.
Okay. All right. What's your name?
Megan.
Megan?
Yeah.
Megan. For a free Dos Equis, name literally any Elvis Presley song. Go. 5, 4.
Blue suede shoes!
There we go. Get him beer. Get him.
The girl gets a beer. She
Get him
gets
some
a beer.
I
All
was,
right,
I was wondering, do young kids even care about Elvis anymore? Do you care about Elvis?
I care about Elvis because I would like to go to Graceland someday. I also would love, like, Elvis, you think Elvis and you just think, like, glitzy suits, and I'm
Yeah.
really into suits now. You think, like, he was flashy, he was scandalous at the time to the people, and that to me, I'm like, I think Elvis was kind of a badass.
He was kind of a bad, like literally the most famous Mississippian of all time.
Yeah. I'm
might be the most famous American of all time. But as I was at the museum, I just kept noticing that everybody else that was there they were all like 80 years old, and I was just scratching my head like, is anybody going to care about Elvis when all these people die? And I don't know what the answer is.
So I think that all of you young kids
But
need
Chase
to
knew-
go.
she knew
You
blue
need to
suede
go
shoes.
visit the birthplace of Elvis
Yeah.
and bring that age ratio down.
Yeah, that's what I did. And then I went to the baseball stadium. So I'm wearing my. You work for them?
Wow, Chase is our most
look at
active
that.
participant. We love this.
See, love that. Look at this. Look at this
How
locker
cool
room.
is that?
Look at this pitch. Don't show the. Okay.
Wow,
they
he
didn't
still
show
got
it
it,
up in there.
folks.
Yeah. I got a tour of the baseball facility, which is, I'm not saying this for a fact, the baseball facility here is nicer than any basketball facility I've ever seen in my life.
Nicer than Ohio State?
Nicer than any basketball facility.
Wow.
Literally any basketball facility. It is unbelievable.
What made
how
it
much-
so nice?
They have a ton of money. Just a
I'm
ton
like,
of
Chase,
money.
do you want to do the show? Should we switch?
What makes it nice, Charlotte, is just a ton of money. They just have there's just
Yep.
piles of money everywhere, which is kind of how I feel about like this entire school, is that there's just money around. Like there might be, if I just like crack that open, there might be like some dollar bills.
Yeah, I went to get a coffee this morning, and I opened I went to put the straw in, and it was just like $100 bills in there.
Yes.
Speaking of $100 bills, yesterday I went to, while you were meeting very cool people and doing sports stuff, I went to learn. See, I had this image in my head of the Grove that I don't know if it was as accurate as I thought it was. I thought that every man wore a full suit. So I went to a menswear store. I went to Landry's right down the street, and I was like, listen, guys, dress me up like a guy going to
an Ole Miss
tailgate.
Yeah.
And the first outfit they put me in, I swear to God, I looked like the fourth Manning brother. They taught me how to tie a tie. Don't know how to do that. They put me in a suit.
There you go.
Because apparently they make sometimes pledges. That's just a ridiculous shot. I can't look at myself doing that. Sometimes they make pledges wear full suits to the games.
Right.
But the first one they put me in, it was like a dry fit Ole Miss shirt, and they took it out, and I looked at it, and I was like, that might as well have Eli Manning's face on it. And so I am very excited to go to the Grove tomorrow, and I'm going to narrate what I see as like David Attenborough seeing wildlife. I'll be like, there we have a young man who is probably a pledge wearing a suit, really ham it up.
So if you're describing the prototypical Ole Miss fan, we'll say, what is he wearing?
Stretchy pants.
Point him out. I'm sure he's in the bar somewhere.
I think we got one of them like right over here. Hold on. Oh, that guy.
The khakis.
That guy. We got a quarter
zip with the polo.
We got a quarter zip. We got a polo. We got khakis. We got we got brown leather shoes. That's basically what they put me in.
Yeah.
That's the Ole Miss fan.
That's the Ole Miss look right there.
What's
this
your
guy's
name?
not bad either.
Can we get you?
This guy. Can we get a camera on this guy?
Wait.
That's a great Ole Miss
you might
look.
be. Hey, Jim, producer Jim, can we get one of these guys? You want it?
How much did your entire outfit cost?
$13.
13?
No, probably like 260. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not cheap. What's your name?
Henry.
Henry?
Yeah.
So Henry, is that what are you gonna wear tomorrow to tailgate?
Probably this, but whitewash Wranglers.
Yes, see? That's what I'm talking about.
I picture, what's your name, Henry?
Yeah.
Henry. I picture like Henry, he's got like a Mr. Rogers thing going on where he'll go home wearing that. He'll take off that pullover, and then he'll put on his leisure pullover.
You're not wrong. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, you got like the one you wear at home, you got the one you wear out,
yes.
the one you wear tailgating.
You know what's so funny about this? Can we get this gentleman the microphone too? Because did you get that at Landry's? That pullover? That quarter zip?
No, I got it hitting.
Yeah.
Hitting.
There you go. What's your name?
Ethan.
Ethan. All right, so Ethan, is this what you're going to wear, something along these lines tomorrow?
No, I was thinking of dressing up as a mustard bottle tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, okay.
Maybe a golf ball.
A golf ball? Oh.
I haven't decided yet.
How do we feel about that?
What do you say?
A golf ball.
Oh, a golf ball.
Or
a mustard bottle.
Are you guys
I haven't
throw
decided
golf
yet.
balls at Coach O?
I think we're a little bit classier than that.
Oh, a little bit classier. I like that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about how guys dress at Ole Miss, which is that all of the other schools we've been to, if we saw someone wearing what Henry or what Ethan are wearing right now, we'd be like, oh, that man is dressed up. And what the guy at Landry's told me, he was like, things have gotten so much more casual. Everyone used to be in a suit. And I was like, no, this is still like very fancy.
Yeah.
I was like, everywhere else, we're lucky if you see a guy with a shirt on.
You go to Ohio State games, it's just everybody wearing a Buckeye jersey and like receiver gloves. And then it's like Buckeye guys got like 1,000 Buckeye necklaces.
Yes,
yes. The idea of wearing a quarter zip to Ohio State game, they don't even sell them on campus.
No.
They don't exist.
No.
There's a Buckeye fan. There we go.
There we go.
He knows.
Yeah.
He knows the deal.
The one other thing I did yesterday that I think is very relevant to what we're going to be doing tomorrow, which is tailgating, is I learned how to make a few drinks with Tarek David, a bartender in town.
Yep.
And he said something that made me understand Ole Miss. And I think this is something that people say here a lot, which was, we might lose the game, but we never lose the party. And then I was just like, oh, I think I love it here.
We might lose the game, but we never lose the
That's
party.
sort of how I feel about my life, too. I'm like, I might take some L's, but we're having fun.
Suddenly I understand why Ole Miss has not won the SEC since like 1963 also.
Literally
Where
the
they're
last
like,
time.
Every other school, they're like, we lose. It's like a nightmare, and they break stuff. Here, it feels like they lose. They're like, who cares? Let's go party.
They're like, our clothes
Whatever.
are better and we're more drunk.
Yeah.
So.
When we lose, we party. When we win, we party harder. That's how.
Also,
that's like
there's a tweet up there that says, Aunt Char in the Grove, no wine is
No
safe.
wine is safe.
So hide your wine bottles.
You brought up the golf ball earlier.
Yes.
I'm curious what your thoughts are on Lane Kiffin, just as a human being, just as like an entity, because this man, it feels like he's a content machine and has been his entire life, to the point that like every time he switches jobs, there's a hilarious story behind it.
Yes.
Now he's finally at a place at Ole Miss. He's building the program. I assume the fans here love Lane Kiffin. We love Lane Kiffin.
Are we on the Lane train?
Lane Kiffin seems to love it here, and yet even as he's like kind of settling down and figuring out his career, last week he gets trash thrown at him. He's catching spit bottles. Like, there's always something hilarious with this guy.
Yes.
What are your impressions of Lane Kiffin?
My impressions of Lane Kiffin are that things are really good for Lane Kiffin when Lane Kiffin's winning football games.
Yeah. We love him.
I think the minute Lane Kiffin stops winning football games is when Lane Kiffin starts getting in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But what I respect about Lane Kiffin is that he got all this stuff thrown at him at the Tennessee game, including a golf ball, which I also want to know, like, who brings a golf ball? Had they just gone golfing and were they like, oh, forgot I had this, let me chuck it at the coach? But I was like, after that happened, his response was to throw his visor into the stands, and all the Tennessee fans start fighting over it.
Right.
And he goes, well, they were all fighting over it, so they can't hate me that much, which is kind of a flex.
That is America in a nutshell, is that everybody's a hater until they get confronted, and then they're like, I actually love you.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to happen. This is going to happen for us at the live show. None of these people paying attention. And then it's over, and we're going to have a lot of people that are like, great show.
Anybody
let's
can
hang
have
out.
a selfie. Anyone can have a selfie.
That's how it works. You're a
Yeah,
hater.
exactly.
You're a hater, but then like it throws you the visor. You fight over it.
Right.
Speaking of the visor, I think the visor. Rob Stone blew my mind. Our colleague Rob
Yes.
Stone, Fox Sports, Big Noon Kickoff. We love you, Rob.
We love you, Rob, if you're watching.
At Ohio State, when we did our show at Ohio State, Rob joined us and he said we were talking about Bob Stoops.
Yes.
And he said that Bob Stoops, being a visor coach, is why he's so fun to work with, because coaches that wear visors, Charlotte, this was Rob Stone's theory,
Yes.
are more fun than any other coaches. And he started like listing off all these names of guys who wear visors. Lane Kiffin was one of them.
Yes.
And it blew my mind. And I was like, oh my God, guys who wear visors are guys I want to party with, guys I want to hang out with. Coaches that wear visors are like just more fun. And Lane Kiffin might be the best example we have in college football right now.
I think that's true, Mark. I think you and I could do like an hour-long Spurrier. We got this Spurrier meme where the kid in like 2006 leans over and goes, "You think visors are cool?" So the thing about a visor coach is that I think we could do an hour-long show on what makes a coach a visor
coach. Yeah.
And I actually have something here that when Steve Spurrier was really the guy who like made visor coaches a thing. I think Bob Stoops followed shortly.
Took Spurrier's.
Yes. Wow, that's exactly what we want.
Smashing a Dos Equis.
But the reason that Spurrier started wearing a visor, he said, well, in 2012 he was asked, and Spurrier goes, well, I've always worn a visor on the golf course. When I got to Florida, it was only natural to get some visors with the Gator logo on it and so forth. That's when I really started wearing it in 1990. He was like, it's hot here. The top of my head is open, and I like to golf. And it's like, yeah, what more? Like that means a man is straightforward,
Right.
fun,
Yep.
not too fussy about what's going on in his head.
I would say Steve Spurrier is the visor god.
Yes.
And Bob Stoops is his right-hand man. But Lane Kiffin is making moves in terms of like the visor power rings. I don't know where he lands right now, but he's making moves. We'll put it that way. And what happened at Tennessee last week certainly helps his cause because just how casually he caught that spit bottle, which, by the way, the cops that were supposed to be defending him, the guys that were supposed to, like, jump in the way, those guys dive out of the way. Lane Kiffin just casually catches it. He didn't actually catch it, by the way.
He's catching strays.
It slipped out of his hand. As
Yeah.
he pulled it, but, and then he tosses his, he's just so cool. He's so cool. And
He's
it's the
so-
visor. That's where it starts.
Yes.
But I want to play a game with you because
Yes,
you said
I love
there's a
games.
lot that goes into being a visor coach. But my question I have for you is how aware are you of what coaches wear? Are you aware of the visor? How many guys are wearing visors around college football?
I like to think that I am very keyed in to
Okay.
who's a visor guy and who's not. But if we're about to play a game where that's put to the test, I'm
Yep.
going to set the bar low so I
Okay.
don't disappoint.
All of you, the handful of you that are still paying
Okay.
attention, play along with us.
Yes.
I am going to give Charlotte a college football coach. Just the name of the coach. You're going to tell me, does he wear a visor?
Yep.
Does he wear just a baseball cap?
Yep.
Or does he wear nothing
Okay.
on his head?
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
We start with Dabo Swinney of Clemson.
A hat.
He is a hat coach. He is not a visor coach.
I know that one right away.
You knew that
I don't know
one. That
how
was
I
good.
knew that one.
He's a hat coach. He's a hat coach.
All right.
Kirby Smart, Georgia.
Visor.
He's a visor coach.
Yes.
Visor. Get this man a Dos Equis.
Visor.
He knew that one.
Yeah, don't throw like golf balls at us. by the
Charlotte
way.
is 2 for 2. You're off to a hot
I'm
start.
2 for 2. Okay.
Jim Harbaugh, Michigan.
Hat.
Hat. My Buckeye fan.
Hat.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
wears
he
a
gets
hat.
it.
He wears
Hat.
the. Do we have a picture of what Harbaugh wears?
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah, he wears the blue hat with
A
the
hat
yellow
and khakis.
Yeah.
And milk.
Luke Fickell, head coach of the number 2 ranked Cincinnati Bearcats.
I want to say
What do we
nothing
think?
or a
Visor,
hat.
hat, or nothing?
I want to say nothing or a hat. Visor? Nothing. Nothing. He wears nothing.
He wears nothing. No hat. Not a hat
Let's
guy.
go. Let's go.
Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State.
Oh, visor guy.
He's
Come
a visor
on,
guy.
visor
But
guy.
he sometimes, I will say, he sometimes does not go no hat because he lets the mullet breathe.
Yes.
But he's a visor guy.
Yes.
He's definitely a visor guy.
Yes.
Ed Ogeron, a.k.a. Coach O, LSU.
Visor.
No hat. No hat.
Wow.
He can't find a hat to fit that big-ass hat of his.
I would have seen,
that-
you know what, actually, I wouldn't be shocked if Coach O had one of those straw hats with the open top.
I think he does wear those at, like, practice.
Does he wear
probably.
those? Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
that's what I'm thinking of.
So this one I put on the list because Bob Stoops is a visor, like he's one of the OGs.
Yes. Yes.
What about his brother Mark Stoops, head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats? Hat, visor, or nothing?
I'm going to phone a friend. Ethan saying hat. Hat.
He wears a hat. He does not wear a visor. He does not follow. Oh, look at that. There's a straw hat
look
for
at
you.
this.
Mark Stoops is the hat guy.
Okay, he's a hat guy. Ethan, thank you. All right.
Oh, that looks good on you. Look at that. Look at you.
Maybe I'm a hat guy.
We got a few more here.
Okay.
Brian Kelly, Notre Dame.
Hat. Nothing.
This is why I want to.
Hat, nothing. Hat,
This is why I put this on the list.
Non-visor.
Brian Kelly's a visor guy, and I think the visor coaches should get together and kick him out of the visor.
Is he the exception to the rule?
He's got to get out of the visor
Brian
community.
Kelly is a visor guy?
He can't be a visor guy. He's no
we
fun.
hate that. Do
He's
we
no
hate
fun.
that?
He's no fun. He should be
I'm
wearing
upset.
a visor. Yeah.
Although, do you remember when he did the meme when he was like
No.
with all of his players in front of a private jet? All right.
Get Brian Kelly out of here.
All right, he
Get him
can't
out.
be a visor
You
guy.
can't wear a visor, Brian. Get a hat or something.
Yep.
Ryan Day, Ohio State.
Visor.
You say nothing? Ryan Day's
Ryan
Jesus.
Day's Jesus.
Okay. Shout
Jesus
out-
didn't wear a hat, so maybe I'll say nothing.
You're saying nothing? He
But
wears,
I do think it's a visor.
He wears a
but
black
it's a hat. Okay.
He wears a hat. He wears
All
the
right.
same black hat for every game.
All right.
I got 2 more.
Okay.
Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M.
Visor.
I thought he was visor
Nothing.
too.
Nothing.
I thought he was visor.
Nothing.
He's a hat guy.
Ah!
He's a hat guy.
I was off to such a hot start.
He's a hat guy.
Wow.
Finally, Nick Saban. Alabama.
Nothing.
He wears nothing.
Nothing.
But he does wear.
Except his headphones.
He wears one of these guys at practice, though.
He does. He does.
He'll bust
I
one
feel
of those
great
guys out
in
of
this.
practice.
I feel like I'm in a barbershop quartet in this. Like, I'm
You
gonna
did pretty
start-
well.
Thank you.
You did pretty well.
I like to think, I feel like I got tripped up on the essence of what the visor coach
Yeah.
is. Like, Brian Kelly should not wear anything.
He should not. He should not.
Also,
he should not
I know Dabo wears a hat, but I feel like he's on the edge of being a visor guy.
He wants to be a visor guy. When Dabo takes his next job, I think he's going
Yes.
to try to be a visor guy.
Yes.
He's going to leave Clemson he's going to take over for Saban or something.
Yes.
At Alabama
There you
in
go.
5 years, and he's going to turn into a visor guy.
If Dabo, this won't happen. If Dabo goes to LSU, he's a visor
He's a visor guy. He becomes a visor guy.
Whoever takes that LSU job will become a visor guy.
Let's wrap up the show with this. Let's
Yes.
talk about Eli Manning getting his jersey retired tomorrow.
Eli Manning.
You kind of touched on it. Being a Patriots fan, you have been on the receiving end of some Eli Manning
Still love him.
football, I guess we'll call it. What is your lasting memory of Eli Manning as you think back on the essence of Eli Manning?
My lasting memory of Eli Manning is when who was the Pat McAdoo, right? Was that his name?
Who?
Ben McAdoo, who was a coach of the Giants.
Yeah.
And my lasting memory is Eli has 200 straight starts. Ben McAdoo benches him for one of them, like a year before he retires.
Right.
And I have this image of Eli sitting on the bench, just like taking it. He was like, you know what? The best revenge right now is if I just sit here and let you bench me and make you look like such an idiot, and then McAdoo's fired. And Eli's getting his jersey retired at Ole
He
Miss.
wins.
Last word. That's how I feel about Eli. It's like, you know what? I am gonna shame you into loving me.
My favorite Eli memory is when he got drafted by the Chargers, or the Chargers were going to draft him, and he's like, absolutely not. I just absolutely not.
He's like,
and I remember being a kid, like watching the 03 draft, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, you can do that? You can just say like, absolutely not? And it was like, yeah, I'm Eli Manning. I'm not going to play for the Chargers. It's not going to happen. So send me to the Giants. And then the NFL did, and they let it happen. And then he won 2 Super Bowls, and now he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. He's getting his jersey retired. And it just like blew my mind that a guy could do that. And and in the end, by the way, he was right.
Yes.
The Chargers ownership, an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
That whole situation with that franchise was a joke. The Giants, he wins 2 Super Bowls. It all worked out, but I remember when he got drafted, he was like, I simply will not play for the Chargers. And I was like, is this guy a diva? And as it turns out, not a diva, just a genius.
yes,
He's a genius.
Eli is a sleeper genius. Like, Peyton does a lot of the talking, but Eli is the sneaky.
You've been watching
I feel like that, to me, is so antithetical to what Eli is.
Yeah.
Like, pulling that move that early, you're like, Eli Manning did that?
Yeah.
And then you just have to respect it, and you're like, oh, he was playing the long game. Eli has been playing the long game his whole life.
Eli, so here's the thing. Peyton, obviously, Archie Manning came to Ole Miss. We know this. He's
Yep.
from Mississippi.
Yep.
Legend. The speed limit is 18 miles an hour, apparently, on campus here because of Archie Manning. So Peyton, the oldest brother, goes to Tennessee, and Eli follows in Dad's footsteps and comes here.
Yep.
So I had the image in my head that Eli Manning was like the golden kid in the family. Peyton was the bad boy because he's like, I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And Eli was like, I'll do whatever you tell me, Dad. I'll do whatever. But as time progressed,
Can you back up, sir?
as time progressed, I think we've slowly learned that Eli's the bad boy, right?
Eli-
Eli's the guy. He's the one on the Manning cast giving the double birds.
Yes,
You know?
Eli is way more metal than people give Eli
Yeah.
credit for being.
Peyton was the straight-laced one.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess. I don't
so
know. I don't know.
I
But-
invited him to the show. I don't think he's here. If anyone sees Eli, tell him we say what's up.
Eli, we love you.
You got a score prediction? Is Matt Corral
Do I-
going to be the Heisman winner?
No. Jay says no.
That gets the people going. All right, no score prediction, but we'll give a big round of applause to Matt Corral. Hope he plays tomorrow.
My score is this. So LSU, this is the first game of the Coach O farewell tour, and he's coming to a place that he used to coach. He was the coach at Ole Miss forever. He's coaching against a guy that he used to be an assistant for,
Yep.
Lane Kiffin. I think this is absolutely emasculating for Coach O to be here in this position.
Yes.
To have, like, he's a lame duck. He's back at Ole Miss playing against Lane Kiffin.
On Eli's retirement jersey day.
This man, after he won the 2019 title, he started mailing. If you thought he mailed it in after he won the title, just wait till tomorrow. I think LSU they've completely given up on the season. I think Ole Miss wins 56
Whoa.
to 3. I think it's 56-0.
50.
And then Ed Ogeron with a minute left on 4th and 1 from the 20-yard line kicks a field goal to make it 56-3, and that's the final score.
I'm not going to say any prediction that's better than that one, so let's
gonna
go
be a
with
blowout.
it. 56-3. You heard it here first.
One last thing,
Yes.
the Grove. What are
Yes.
you looking forward to at the Grove?
I can't wait. The Grove has been a bucket list sports item for me my entire life. It is an absolute legendary place. I can't wait to see the tents. I can't wait to see the zebra tents. We're going to have a tailgate. So if you want to come by, I guess you're all invited. And I'm just ready to see like what a real tailgate looks like.
I'm ready to just get after it with these guys tonight. This is the rowdiest place we've ever been.
I love it.
It's absolutely insane. Where's Ferris? Jim, give the mic to Ferris.
Yeah.
Go find him. Oh, he's up here. Do your thing to get the crowd to yell all that shit that they yell.
Yeah, Ferris is an
Do
Ole
that
Miss
thing
guy.
Ferris, come down here and get
We
everybody
love
to
producer
wait up.
Ferris more
Ferris,
than
so we have
our own
I'm
families.
coming.
Ferris, our guy on our crew, Ferris. He's from like an
Clarksville.
hour. Ferris, where are you from?
Clarksdale.
Ferris, get up here.
Come up here.
Okay, hey guys,
All right.
how's it going?
This is a homecoming.
Woo!
for the guy,
Here,
Ferris.
give it up for Ferris.
What's up, everybody?
All right, can you lead that cheer?
Oh, you want a hotty toddy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
give us the hotty toddy.
All right, let's give them a hotty toddy.
To
Ready?
sign off.
Are you ready? Yeah, baby.
Woo! Thank you, Ole Miss. You've been amazing. Thank you to the Library Bar. Thank you to Dos Equis. Come party with us tomorrow. You've been unreal.
What the hell is that?